I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Now, today we're reading from the book of Isaiah, chapter 51. Let's focus on verses 1 through 3. Listen to me, you who pursue righteousness, who seek the Lord. Look to the rock from which you were cut, and to the quarry from which you were dug. Look to Abraham, your father, and to Sarah, who gave birth to you in pain. When I called him, he was the only one. I blessed him and made him many. For the Lord will comfort Zion. He will comfort her waste places, and he will make her wilderness like Eden, and her desert like the garden of the Lord. Joy and gladness will be found in her, thanksgiving and melodious song. Wow. You know, the previous chapter ended by expressing concern for spiritually depressed people. Chapter 51 continues the application of a remedy. The two servant songs of chapters 49 and 50 are undoubtedly meant to encourage true believers who were captive in Babylon to turn their eyes upon the Messiah. Now, chapter 51 elaborates by a threefold use of either listen or hear. So there's a lot of listening and hearing going on, all of which urge tired believers to continue living faithfully. Three sections of Isaiah 51 advocate that believers look backward, forward, and to the present day, carefully observing God's promises surrounding each perspective. Now, on to today's passage. God encourages us first to remember what He has done in our past, rescuing us from sin and assuring us of His promise of love and abiding presence. He's never leaving us or forsaking us. He never has, He won't now, He won't in the future. Isaiah uses the image of a piece of rock, shapeless and black, and the quarry from which it is taken, dirty, dark, and dismal. You know, the sculptor has fastened it into a work of great beauty and design, and God urges the people to look back to your roots and think of what I have done for you, how far I've taken you. Taking Abraham, the father of the faithful, and his wife Sarah as examples, Isaiah reminds his listeners how God took these two people and then multiplied them into the nation that exists today. And it was a miracle. God blessed Abraham and his descendants. Out of one couple, and an old one at that, God miraculously formed a great nation. Not just the chosen people, the created people. No matter how difficult things may be, God can transform our situations beyond recognition. Nothing is too difficult for God. Faith does not operate in the realm of the possible. Let me say that again. Faith does not operate in the realm of the possible. You don't have to have faith in things that are a no-brainer. You have to have faith when times are impossible. You see, faith begins where man's power ends. And in place of gloom and despair, God promises comfort and compassion, paradise and joy. And He will make her wilderness just like Eden. Go back and look at Revelation 22 of what it will be like. The desert-like experience of Babylon will give way to Israel's return to the land of milk and honey. And we already saw a garden symbolic of Eden as a symbol of what God intends for His children back in Isaiah 35. So when the dying thief asked to be remembered by Jesus at the crucifixion of Christ, he was promised to experience paradise that very day. Paul momentarily experienced it in 2 Corinthians chapter 12. And the last book of the Bible, as I said, holds out the image of heaven. So if you were to die tonight, do you know for certain that you would enter eternal paradise with the Messiah, Jesus? And if not, the gospel is very clearly explained on our website, groundworksministries.com, and you should probably check that out. I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is Groundworks Ministries podcast. You know, Groundworks Ministries operates entirely through financial donations from faithful people like you. And yes, we need monthly support now more than ever. Donating is secure and it's easy at our website, groundworksministries.com. You know, another way to help is just tell people about Groundworks Ministries. Share these podcasts with friends and family and on your social media. And of course, you can always direct folks to our website, groundworksministries.com.